Good day everyone, I'm Carlin Faye T. De Jesus, a BSN 1D student, and I'm going to discuss about the social self. For the objectives, at the end of the presentation, the learners can able to define social self, know the importance of social self, enumerate the classical theories of self, and learn the influences of social self. What is social self? Social self refers to how we perceive ourselves in relation to others. It involves relationship building, empathizing, and communication that impacts your overall mental well-being and ability to meet life goals. Next, what is social identity? Social identity is composed of interpersonal roles and traits, a particular conception of potentiality, and a structure of values and priorities. It recognizes individuals' categories and types of individuals in terms of race, class, and ethnicity. Why is it important to develop social self? So there are three development in social self. First, it helps foster prosocial actions like caring for others, receiving social support. Next, it helps satisfy the psychological need for esteem from others. And lastly, it provides people a sense of belongingness within a social group. These are the classical theories of self. First, self-theory by William James. Another self-theory by George Herbert Mead. Three Aspects of Me, and The Elements of Self by David Myers. Let us discuss first the self-theory of William James. It outlines the dimensions of the mature self and contended the things become part of the self via emotional identification. It differentiates the subjective I and the objective me. Next is the three aspects of me. There are spiritual me, social me, and material me. For the spiritual me, one's own understanding of selves as creatures who think, feel, act, and experience in life. Next is social me. It consists of the recognition that the self can get from others. James believed that people have several social me's. And lastly, the material me. It consists of one body, valued possessions, and loved ones. It identifies the self most clearly in terms of material possessions. Next is the self-theory of George Herbert Mead. It outlined how the self develops and contended that it was largely a cognitive process brought about through symbolic interaction and role-taking. We come now to the elements of self. There are self-concept, who says, who am I? Next is self-knowledge, that says, how can I explain and predict myself? Next is self-esteem, my sense of self-worth, and social self, that means my roles as a student, family member, and friend, and as my group identity. Another is the self-concept. It was viewed as product of experience and as a result of the individual growth process and his personal social development. Next is the self-schema. It is a belief about the self that organizes and guides the processing of self-relevant information. Secondly is the self-knowledge. It is the accepted ways in achieving self-fulfillment and the perceived relationship between the self and the body. For the self-perception theory by Daryl Bem, it suggests that people come to be aware of their own dispositions, emotions, attitudes, and other internal states in the same way they learn about other people via observation of behavior. Self-attribution of Fritz Heider refers to inferences that people draw about the causes of their own behavior. So this self-attribution have two types. It has internal attribution, which is the process of assigning the causes of behavior to some internal characteristics, and another one is the external attribution, which is the process of assigning the cause of behavior to some situation or event outside the person's control. We come now to the self-awareness. So this is a psychological state in which one takes oneself as an object of attention. So there are two types, private self-awareness and public self-awareness. For private self-awareness, it is being aware of one's hidden private self aspects. And for the public self-awareness, it is being aware of one's public awareness. These are the influences of social self. It can be social roles, it can be because of social identities, social comparisons, successes and failures, social judgment, and surrounding cultures. These are the positive social self. First, a healthy sense of self-worth, including body image. Next is strong connections and emotional bonds. Third, satisfaction and enjoyment. And lastly, empathy and understanding of other people's perspectives. So these are the references. Thank you and God bless.